A student's gift. Maya had always been a dreamer. Growing up in a quiet village surrounded by fields, streams, and distant mountains, she often found herself gazing at the horizon, imagining what lay beyond. She had a particular fondness for the lessons her teacher, Clara, gave her during her early years. Clara wasn't just a teacher. She was a guide, a mentor, a spark that set the fire of curiosity in Maya's heart. "I want to see the world, Miss Clara," Maya had once whispered after class, eyes wide with wonder. Clara smiled softly, her eyes warm but filled with wisdom. "Maya, the world will always be there. But the most important thing is to follow your heart, no matter where it leads you. The journey is yours to choose." Maya would never forget that moment. It planted a seed in her heart, a dream that, over time, would grow into something she couldn't ignore. As years went by, Maya excelled in her studies. She learned with passion and an open heart. However, life, as it often does, took a turn when her family decided to move to the bustling town, far away from the village. The town was filled with noise, new faces, and an unfamiliar pace of life. Despite the opportunities it offered, Maya's heart longed for the tranquility of her village, for the quiet beauty of the mountains and forests. But it was also in the town that Maya realized something vital: she could follow her dreams. It wasn't enough to simply wish for adventure. She had to go after it. The pull to explore the world became stronger each day. Her heart was set on becoming a traveler, to see the sights she had only read about in books, to walk through ancient cities, to climb towering peaks, and to find beauty in the far corners of the earth. One day, as Maya was preparing for her journey, she sat in the room she had grown up in, her bags packed and ready. It was then that the thought of Clara crossed her mind. Her old teacher had always encouraged her to seek her own path, and now, as Maya stood on the precipice of her dream, she felt the need to go back, to visit her teacher and show her how far she had come. After a long bus ride and a train journey, Maya arrived back in the village she had once called home. The familiar sights filled her with a deep sense of nostalgia. The winding dirt roads, the towering trees, the fields of wildflowers swaying in the wind, they were all just as she remembered. But the most significant change was the old age home at the edge of the village. Clara, now retired and in the later years of her life, lived there. Maya knew it was time to pay her a visit. The old age home was quiet when Maya arrived, the air filled with the scent of lavender and fresh grass. As she entered, a nurse guided her to Clara's room. The door creaked open, and there, sitting by the window, was Clara. Her silver hair shimmered in the sunlight, and her hands, though weathered with age, still held the grace of a teacher who had once guided so many hearts. "Miss Clara," Maya said softly, her voice trembling with emotion. Clara turned, a smile spreading across her face as recognition flickered in her eyes. "Maya," she said warmly, her voice a little frail but full of affection. "You've come back." Maya stepped forward, a small package wrapped in cloth in her hands. She placed it gently on Clara's lap. "I have something for you, Miss Clara. Something to show you how much your words meant to me." Clara's eyes widened as she unwrapped the cloth. Inside, nestled in the soft fabric, was a small silver compass. "It's beautiful," Clara whispered, her fingers tracing the delicate design etched into the metal. "But why this?" Maya smiled, her eyes glistening with unshed tears. "It's because of you, Miss Clara. You taught me to follow my heart, to trust my instincts, and to never be afraid of the journey. This compass is a symbol of that. It will always remind me of you, of the path you encouraged me to take." Clara held the compass close to her chest, her eyes moist with gratitude. "Maya, I always knew you would follow your heart. I am so proud of you." Maya spent the next few days in the village, exploring the places she had once loved. The hills, the forests, the little stream where she and her friends had once played, everything seemed to be wrapped in the warmth of memories. Yet, it was different now. The village, with its simple charm, felt like a place she had outgrown, even though it would always be part of her. The world beyond her village was calling her, and she knew she had to go. Before she left, Maya returned to the old age home one final time. Clara was sitting by the window, the compass resting in her hands. The two women shared a quiet moment, understanding each other without needing words. Maya gave Clara a kiss on the cheek and whispered, "I'll be back to visit Miss Clara. I promise." As she walked away, her heart filled with a deep sense of fulfillment. The journey she had dreamed of for so long was finally beginning. There was so much to see, so much to discover. But no matter where she went, she knew that Clara's words would always be with her, guiding her forward. Maya's travels took her to places she had only read about in books. She wandered through bustling cities, hiked up snow-capped mountains, and explored ancient temples. She met people from all walks of life, each with their own stories to tell. The world, vast and beautiful, was now her home. Yet, no matter how far she went, Maya never forgot her roots. Whenever she found a moment of peace, sitting by a tranquil lake, watching the sun set over a distant horizon, or climbing to the top of a mountain, she would pause and remember Clara's words. The journey is yours to choose. As the years passed, Maya's adventures continued. Her stories became an inspiration for others who dreamed of traveling the world. She shared her experiences with anyone who would listen, telling them of the beautiful places she had been and the lessons she had learned. And every few months, she would return to the village, to the old age home where Clara now lived. Clara's health had declined, but her spirit remained as strong as ever. Maya would always bring her a small gift, a piece of jewelry, a hand-carved trinket, a photo from her travels, and they would sit together, reminiscing about the past and talking about the future. One afternoon, Maya arrived at the old age home to find Clara sitting by the window, looking out at the garden. Her silver hair had turned whiter, and the lines on her face were deeper, but her eyes still sparkled with the same warmth that Maya had remembered. "Maya," Clara said softly, her voice frail but filled with joy. "You've seen so much of the world, haven't you?" Maya smiled and sat beside her. "Yes, Miss Clara. And I'm still going. But I wouldn't have been able to do it without your encouragement." Clara reached out and gently took Maya's hand. "You were always meant for this. I'm just glad I got to be a part of your journey." Maya looked out at the horizon, thinking about all the places she had yet to explore. But no matter how far she went, there would always be a part of her heart that would belong to Clara, her teacher, and the village that had helped shape her. With a final smile, Maya kissed Clara on the forehead and whispered, "Thank you, Miss Clara, for everything." As she left the old age home that day, Maya knew that her journey wasn't just about seeing the world. It was about finding herself, following her heart, and cherishing the people who helped her along the way. And so, with the compass that Clara had given her in spirit and in her heart, Maya continued her travels, always seeking, always exploring, and always remembering that the world was hers to discover, just as Clara had always believed.